Hello everybody, I am Seraphy Gray, and I'm back with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelingbook replay. This one is against a friend of mine. It's not a random ladder match, which sort of comes into play because we both have a little bit of an advanced idea of what the other person is playing. And this is post-Phantom Raid, so this is not the same list I used in the last two videos. I did try for Dogmatica, but I don't think I'm quite ready to throw a list with Dogmatica in yet because I haven't quite worked out the extra deck space now with Zeus because that is required. So I went with just pure-ish Zoodiacs with Time Thief Winder and Hat Trekker. Just as free specials to enable some bonus rankfall plays. And yeah, let's get started. My opponent is on Melffy, which it's cool. It also benefits a lot from Phantom Raid. It's actually playable now with like the Tri-Brigades and Zoo King Alpha. He's got a good list, so also excited to just show it off. I think it's a cool deck. Not sure how viable it is, but it seems about as viable as Zoodiac, so that is to say, it's good until you fight a hard combo deck, at which point you probably lose. So I'm going to start by normal summoning Zoodiac Ram. And I see the Winder in my hand, and I'm trying to think out how I can end on like Dryden and a rank 4. And I don't know, my rank 4 pool is not... Oh great, can't see it, right. My rank 4 pool is not entirely fantastic. I've got Abyss Dweller, which is the best rank 4 in the game right now, but it does nothing against Melffy's. I've got... what's the other... I've got Time Thief Redoer, which is really cool. It's great now with Zeus, Divine Arsenal A Zeus, because you can avoid destruction by it, and then just come back, it keeps the body on board. I've got Trap Tricks for Rafflesia, to send Gravedigger's Trap Hole, because, well, stopping graveyard effects is pretty cool. And I've got Evil Swarm Nightmare, because I could not think of another one. I might swap it out for like Castel or something. Just because we're moving a monster with Castel, and then you can go into Zeus, but yeah. Yeah, Evil Storm Nightmare at the very least stops like weak spam decks, but realistically you're almost never making any of them turn 1, so I might swap it for Tornado Dragon or, I don't know, Castel or Exciton Knight or something. I'll figure it out. So I overlaid a Hammerkong, and I'm just thinking I don't have a lot of practice with this deck because Phantom Rage only just released, so... It does take on a completely different game plan. It's very much a make Zeus deck. I cannot just go directly for Train like I would used to. And I don't really want to just end on a Lone Trident, because as I've said before, Lone Trident is not very good in 2020. So I'm trying to work out how to get something else on board besides just Lone Trident. So I go to attach Whiptail to Hammerkong, and then just check this out. And then I go for Time Thief Winder. So Time Thief Winder is a card. It reads, you can attach one material from an Xyz monster you control, special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal special summon, you can add one Time Thief card from your deck to your hand except Time Thief Winder. You can only use each effect once per turn. So I actually do have a valid target. I'd attach Ram. I do have a valid target in the deck. It is the Time Thief Counter Trap. But he throws down an infinite impermanence, and I don't get to use it. So, annoying, but yeah. Yeah, because then I could have just gone for Redoer with a counter trap, and then I would have like a negate for Lightning Storm, or in a specific instance, Obedience School, or something like that. So then I go for Chakanine to revive Ram. Because Chakanine, unfortunately, the monsters it revives cannot be used as material for an Zeus summon. So you do need 2 Zoos. Like, you need a Ram in the graveyard. And you need another Zoo to attach if you want to do the Winder combo turn 1. So I accomplished it with Whiptail and then just detaching Ram to special summon Winder. Then I revive Ram. I'll go into Dryden and pop it like we're going to make the train, except we're not going to make the train. Again, I have a decent amount of knowledge on what my opponent's playing, but I think at this point I was still debating making the train. I don't think it's the play. This is an Xyz deck, so Yeah. The big thing I've noticed with this new Zoodiac, with Zeus and without the Dogmaticas, is it doesn't have as many just like instant win turn 1 situations where you get Winda and you make a train and you tell your opponent, break this. No, it's very much a deck that just wants to resolve Zeus as many times as possible. It aims to just grind game until it wins. Yeah, so I'm gonna go for Trident. I still have a Trident pop on the next turn here. And then I'm gonna go for, I believe, Rafflesia. It's not great, like, it'll work a few times on stuff that floats, which, to be fair, most decks play floaters. But it does require a fair amount of setup just to stop, like, Black Dragon Collapse Serpent from searching or something. So yeah, then I'll go into Rafflesia. I have no offensive pressure on this board, so... yeah. Rafflesia, Trap Tricks for Rafflesia. 2 level 4 monsters. This card is unaffected by trap effects while it has Xyz material. Trap Tricks monsters you control cannot be destroyed without card effects, except for itself. That's never going to come up because I'm not playing Trap Tricks. They also cannot be targeted except itself, and once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card and send 1 whole normal trap card that meets its activation conditions from your deck to the graveyard. This effect becomes that trap card's effect when that card is activated. So yeah, I would just detach, send Gravedigger's Trap Hole, and stop something from the hand or graveyard. And then he fires off Obedience School, and this is really where, if I had Time Thief, if I could have gotten to the Time Thief Xyz with the counter trap, I would have been golden. I could have shut this down, it would have been great. But no, now I have to deal with this. So, yeah. He's gonna get Melffy Catty, Melffy Puppy, and Tri-Brigade Karas. One of these things is not like the other. These two are adorable. Oh my god. Oh, I love them. They're so cute. Just the cutest bunch of cards to ever be printed. And they're actually kind of viable, which is super awesome. And then Tri-Brigade Karas as well. Their effects are negated thanks to Obedience School. So, I'll have to just wait and see what I'll do. Yeah, I have 1 Trident pop to get me through this turn. So, he's just gonna look at his extra deck. He'll probably go for the rank 2, I believe Melffy of the Forest is the name. Now overlays Kathy and Karas for... let's see. Yep, Melffy of the Forest. And at this point, because I don't think he has any other extenders in hand, I'm still not fully sure what the deck does at this point. I'm just... like, game 1 is always the acceptable time where it's like, you mess up your interaction, that's fine. So I will pop the Forest before it gets a search off. And we will have to see what that accomplishes. But for now, it's 1 lone puppy against the world, although now there's 2. There's 2 puppies against the world. And he's just going to overlay for... Joyous Melffys, or Excited Melffys, or whatever, which is probably the second cutest Yu-Gi-Oh card ever behind specifically Melffy of the Forest. This is freaking adorable. I love it to death. I'm gonna start playing Melffys too, because I just want to play that card. And it detaches there to attack directly. This is a lot scarier now that these cute little woodland creatures can morph into Megalogia A Zeus whenever they feel like it. But I don't know, I don't think my opponent actually does that with this game, so... At main 2, he's considering it, but... we shall see. Yeah, like, a 2-mat Zeus is not terrible. I have outs. But, no, it just doesn't bother. And at end step, nothing. Alright, I top deck Ash Blossom, and this isn't great. I have no offensive presence. Rafflesia does 300. This is where I would consider playing, like, a less reactive Trap Hole, like Trap Hole Nightmare, just to access some pops, but can't even activate the Pot of Avarice in my hand until something gets destroyed. Yeah, I don't know, there are other Trap Hole cards that I might benefit from playing a little more than Gravediggers. It might be too cute to play. Although specifically against Melffys, it can stop their end phase effects. But he's just gonna go for Joyous again. Hit me for another 2,000. And this looks bad. It definitely looks bad. But really... Oh no, first he's gonna summon Tri-Brigade Karas. And Tri-Brigades are interesting. I regret having had to read them, but I'll do my best. So, the effects he's using right now is you can banish any number of Beast, Wing Beast, and or Beast Warrior monsters in your graveyard. Special summon one Beast, Beast Warrior, or Wing Beast Link monster from your extra deck with Link rating equal to the number banished. Also, you can only use Beast, Beast Warrior, and Wing Beast monsters as Link material for the rest of the turn. He banished the other Karas and a copy to special summon... Oh no, he banished all four, sorry. We played a lot of games today, so... Tri-Brigade Shrag, the Ominous Omen. I hope I pronounced that right. So, first off, if it's special summon, or another Beast, Beast Warrior, or Wing Beast monster is a special summon to your field, you can banish a card on the field. He opted to banish Rafflesia before it could fire its effect. And if it's sent to the graveyard, you can add one Beast, Beast Warrior, or Wing Beast monster from your deck to your hand whose level is less than or equal to the number of your banished Beast, Beast Warrior, and Wing Beast monsters. So in this case, it can get any level 4 or lower Beast, Beast Warrior, and Wing Beast, which is Karas and all the Melffys. Oh, and it also has 3,000 attack. So, he summons Ecclesia next, and because I really don't want this getting out of hand, I don't think I've realized am I dead here? I'm not sure, actually. Let's see... I guess we'll just have to find out. I go to Ash Ecclesia, because Fleur-de-Lis means we're definitely dead. But I might live from 6,000 without the Fleur-de-Lis here. And then, next turn, mercifully, I will be able to activate Pot of Avarice and try and claw myself back into the duel. He goes for battle phase, walks over the Dryden with Karas. Then, let's see, 45, 65. No, I'm actually just dead, okay. Am I dead? Yeah, I'm dead. Alright, I actually didn't side anything in between games. I didn't think any of my side deck was particularly good against this deck. It's just weird. It's like, it doesn't interact. It's like, it doesn't summon tokens. Ghost Ogre doesn't really help. It doesn't play much back row. I guess Nibiru, but... So yeah. I am not sure what to do. Thinking I should have just made a train, but again, there is like rank 2 exceeds that can out a train, so... I like to go first again. In hindsight, I didn't know it at the time, but this is more of a going second deck than a going first deck, so... It might have been better just to not force him to go first. That's probably the play with this Melffy deck. It's like, its end boards aren't particularly strong, it's just like... I don't know. It's good in resolve states where your opponent has to walk into Melffys, and then Tri-Brigades are good for OTKing. But my hand is not great. This is the downside of this deck, like I mentioned, is there's not like the explosive turn 1 instant win plays with the Dogmatica engine. So... I end up just electing to make Trident with Ram. This is whatever, like it gets Ram into the graveyard, I've got Infinite Impermanence, I have Droll and Lockbird if that matters. And I've got a surprise for if it gets to my turn without me dying. So he's going to start with Rescue Cat. And I actually make a mistake here and I Infinite Impermanence the Rescue Cat. Because it can still send itself to the graveyard for cost, but it won't special summon 2 level 3 or lower Beast-type monsters from your deck. So their effects are not negated, and they are not destroyed in the end phase because they weren't summoned. But yes, so if it were possible, he could just clear the way for like the Obedience School. but we shall see. Just thinking. And it goes for Rescue Cat, does not summon anything, but... And let's see what he does. He's gonna pitch Melffy Puppy to special summon Tri-Brigade Karis. And I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with whatever comes out of that extra deck, so... I like to just destroy it there and hope he doesn't have a reading school. Otherwise, I'm mostly fine. If he just ends the turn with, like, summoning a cat, I'm good. I can get myself out of this. I feel like the super pro play would have been to get rid of Ram so I could special summon this Alpha the Master of Beasts in my hand. But no. Alright, so during standby phase, or main, whichever one. Yeah, during standby phase, I actually elect to activate Trident before the cat can activate. Melffy does not activate when it's targeted by effects. None of them do, so... And yeah, now I've got Perform H Hat Tricker here, which is good. 2 or more monsters are on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. So I will normal summon Time Thief Wonder, go to activate its effect to get the counter trap, and eat an Ash Blossom. Yeah. I just want to, like, play the Time Thief Trap card. Is that really too much to ask? Yeah, but then I will special summon Hat Tricker, change Trident to attack position, and just go all in. This is probably, like, the best case scenario. Like I mentioned earlier, if you can make it to Time Thief Redoer with a Zeus on the field, yeah, it's like... I don't remember the English name off the top of my head, but it's Negalogia A Zeus for now, until I summon it here. So yeah, I can make... Because the thing is, when I go to use Zeus, I can simply activate Redoer's effect, and as long as there's a monster attached, it will banish itself, and then come back. So I get an extra body on the board, it rips cards off the top of my opponent's deck. And yeah, it's just generally a fairly solid card when it's augmented by Zeus, which is a disgustingly powerful card. I definitely underestimated it. Let's read it. So, Divine Arsenal AA Zeus Sky Thunder is a rank 12 Xyz monster with 3,000 attack and 3,000 defense. Its materials are 2 level 12 monsters, however, it does have a different condition, that is, you're never summoning this with 2 level 12s, let's be real. Once per turn, if an Xyz monster battled this turn, you can also Xyz summon Divine Arsenal AA Zeus Sky Thunder by using one Xyz monster you control as material transfers materials to this card. It's very important that you understand how this effect activates both playing for and against it. First off, the Xyz monster does not have to do damage. So if I summon a 0 attack Zoodiac Rapier, make it into Borbo and attack, I can still summon Zeus. It also does not need to be the exact Xyz monster that's summoned, which is why it's so powerful in this deck, because I attack with Trident. Then I overlaid Borvo and Chakanine, and then I could still summon Zeus. Yes, this other part of its effect, and the other reason it's played, is on either player's turn as a quick effect, you can detach 2 materials from this card, send all other cards from the field to the graveyard. It's really crazy. It just wipes the entire board. It's not once per turn, by the way, so because I have 4 materials on it, I can do it twice in one turn, if I so desire. It's really just kind of stupid. And lastly, when another card, while it's on the field, if another card you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can attach 1 card from your hand, deck, or extra deck to this card as material. That doesn't come up too often, but it is kind of cute. Like, occasionally you'll get the extra material you need, but really, you're just using this twice. And then I'm gonna go ahead and make Time Thief Redoer with my other things. Yeah, in this position, you've probably won. Like, you're just generating too much advantage, and you're stripping your opponent from resources passively. Alright, Time Thief Redoer, the other key component to this quote-unquote combo. It's a rank 4 Psychic Xyz with 2400 attack, 2000 defense, takes 2 level 4 monsters. And once per turn, during the standby phase, you can attach the top card of your opponent's deck to this card as Xyz material. That's great. It'll just rob them of stuff, even if it's not actively, like, hurting them. It reduces the amount of things they can draw later, basically. And during either player's turn, you can attach up to 3 different types of materials from this card. Ooh, okay. You're gonna see a little bit of misplaying here, then. My bad. And then apply the following effects depending on what's attached. Monster, banish this card until the end phase. Spell, draw one card. Trap, place one face-up card your opponent controls on top of the deck. You can only use that effect once per turn. Yeah, I kind of didn't realize that. It doesn't matter because as long as if I'm detaching like the two monsters, it's effectively the same as just doing one, but it's important to keep in mind, I guess. Whoops. So my opponent's gonna draw, and in standby phase, I'm gonna activate Time Thief Redoer, and grab a card off the top of his deck. So he's got two cards to try and out a board wipe. Well, two board wipes, actually. We're just... Yeah, so I'm gonna get the puppy. That's fine. It doesn't give me a new effect. But hey. As long as I have the ability to banish Redoer and get it back at the end phase, it's fine. So he's gonna activate Melffy Tag. And man, I wish I had the counter trap right about now. That would be so great, but no, I just had to eat an Ash Blossom. So he summons Puppy, and hilariously, this is actually a problem. Like, and then he's gonna Monster Reborn. I just let it go. This is actually a problem because, I mean, I could board wipe, so I guess it's not that bad because I've still got Zeus. But if I run out of material with Zeus and have to walk into Puppy, that's how this deck wins. If it just, you have to walk into one of the Murphys, or otherwise just play into them. So yeah, I will activate Redoer. You do see me here banish 3 monsters because I can't read. However, in this case, it accomplishes the same thing as doing 1. And then I will detach 2 Zeus to wipe his board, and yeah, that should be game. He's got nothing left. I'll get Redoer back. I can proceed to battle phase. But life is good right now. Alright, so game 3. Once again, I don't side anything in. The only, like, even remotely good thing here would be Dimensional Barrier, but we're both Xyz decks, and I don't really feel like turning off my own Xyz monsters, weirdly enough. That's not really my thing. Alright, so he actually will let me go first, and that's when I kind of clue in that, oh, this is a go second deck. And this hand is okay. Like, it's not good. I get a Zoodiac Trident, which is fine, and then I get an Ash Blossom, which is fine because this is a deck where Ash Blossom actually does interact with positively. But I don't have much else. So I'm actually going to elect to climb all the way to 5, even though it puts me in danger of a Nibiru. So when this Trident does get destroyed, I have 5 monsters in my graveyard, and I can activate Pot of Avarice without needing my opponent to walk into an Ash Blossom. But yeah, that's my turn. I'll also set a pot, one of the 2 Pots of Avarice, to attempt to bluff. And yes, not a great position to be in, really. So what will he do? He will first he'll Infinite Impermanence my Trident, which is not good. There goes one of my pieces of interaction. So then I'll activate Lightning Storm. And hilariously, he actually does target my back row, so setting the Pot of Avarice helps. I mean, it effectively is nothing. But yeah. Then he's gonna go for Obedience School here. So I do have the Ash Blossom because I'm not letting that resolve. But now I'm out of interaction, I just kind of have to take what's coming and hope that I don't die, because death is not good. So he's gonna summon Fleur-de-Lis, which you know what it does if you watch the other ones. It's just a beater here with no effect because I cannot actually out it with Trident. So I will take a full 3,000 damage here, and then I will end my. I will get a Pot of Avarice, but if I don't draw something good off the Pot of Avarice, I am actually just dead. There is no hope. I am done. So yeah, Fun fact, infinite impermanence will decrease your Zoodiac monster's attack to 0. Same with anything that negates effects and not activated effects, I believe. But definitely impermanence drops it to 0, so I took a pretty hefty hit there. Yeah, so we'll just end the turn, no Melffy effects. And I draw an Infinite, which is okay. It might help later. I'm really just dependent on what this Pot of Avarice draws. I could also get the Ash if I want, but I'm definitely shuffling in the 4 Xyz monsters here, because I need all the material possible for Zeus and the Thoroughblade, just to increase my chances of drawing a Zoodiac monster. Yeah, I just need any Zoodiac monster off the top. And that's not it. That is not it. So, yeah, I don't know if that... I'm not sure. I go to activate Winder and he negates again. Jerk. And then I will summon Hat Tricker. If there are two or more monsters are on the field, you can special summon this card. Yeah. And then I'm just going to... make Redoer. You can see me in chat contemplating if I should have put a Castell in here. But like, Trident pops it, I just couldn't make Trident. So this is not great. Like, I'm not dead yet. I don't die to Fleur-de-Lis yet, but it will get to 3,500 attack because it adds 500 attack every time a Dogmatica attacks. So, what I could have done here, this would have been the better play that I didn't realize at the time, because who summons Zoodiacs the proper way? But Zoodiac Chakanine's normal summoning condition that isn't cheating it out with another Zoodiac is 2 or more level 4 monsters. So I could have actually summoned it with Winder and Hat Tricker, then made Borbo, attack directly, and then made Zeus and have gone from there. But I didn't, so now we're on Winder, and he's gonna activate Nadir Servant. I don't want this card resolving because I died to any other summon. But he doesn't have one, so we'll just go to battle. I will actually like to activate Redoer here. Just taking out 1, 2... I will take a hit in the life points, but I do protect my Redoer, which is good. I've got a body on board. And again, any Zoodiac monster, just more or less will get me to the promised land. Because all of them can make Borbo, which can attack directly, which can always satisfy the condition for Zeus, which doesn't even require an effect. It's honestly great. And sometimes it's that easy. Sometimes it's just that easy. You draw Tenki off the top. I even get a monster off of the top of his deck, so I can activate Zeus if I'm so inclined. This deck's great. Zeus is just like such a shot in the arm for it. So I will activate Tenki here. That last card in his hand is not an Ash Blossom, apparently. Because I will get to resolve it. I'll get Rapier. And this is kind of cool. I finally get to show Rapier actually binning Zoodiac combo, which it's a lot more relevant in the Zeus versions of the deck, where you will put a ton of material into the graveyard to make Zeus and use it. A Zoodiac combo, its actual trap effect is you can target one Zoodiac Xyz monster you control, attach a Zoodiac monster from your deck to that monster's Xyz material, and then during either player's turn, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, so not now, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 5 Zoodiac cards in your graveyard with different names, shuffle all 5 into the deck, and draw 1 card. So yeah, that's what you're playing it. It's effectively a searchable Pot of Avarice through Tenki. Except it doesn't target Zeus, which is actually kind of annoying. So I will overlay for Trident, and because I don't want to burn a Zeus on just one Fleur-de-Lis, I like to activate Trident there. I have more than enough material. I should probably be afraid of Nibiru here, but I'm not, so... Simple as that. This is still kind of bad, because my life points are pretty low. And then in main phase 2,
yeah, like, this is what I mentioned earlier. You don't... It's not worded Zeus summoning condition. It's not if an exceeds monster you control inflicts battle damage. It's if it does battle. So the fact that I have Meteor on the field means I can already satisfy it even or battle damage, but if it had to be a specific one that battled, I could still use Dryden. And the fact that it's just so, like, non-specific is honestly great. Yeah, so go Hammer Kong, Chakanine, Tiger Mortar, into Divine Arsenal, A, Zeus, Sky Thunder, and no Nibiru, so I get away with it. And he scoops. I feel like it might have been a bit of an early scoop, but I don't know what was in his hand. Guess we're about to find out, because... Oh, it was Kalantosa and Ash Blossom. You must have drawn Ash Blossom off the top. That is... unfortunate. Kalantosa isn't gonna save you. Like, I guess you could set Kalantosa, but you're still on a 2-turn clock with Zeus. I have multiple board wipes, I'm stealing resources, I can bring Rizura back every turn. I did take Alpha the Master of Beasts at some point, which helped. Can't just summon that and force out a Zeus activation. So yeah, that's the deck. I think it's cool. I'm not sure if like this quote-unquote pure version with Time Thieves and Hat Tricker is really all that great. Tri-Brigade might be better, but I haven't learned the Tri-Brigade combos yet, just to be honest, so yeah, who knows. This is the version I'm on now, and that might change in the future. But thank you guys so much for watching. We're not going to be watching a second one, unfortunately. I hope you all enjoyed, and we'll be back on Monday with some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Content, and there will probably be some Showdown replays midweek, so bye!